Okay, welcome back. Now we will be doing the forest. India State of Forest Report 2019. It is released by the Forest Survey of India. Has released the India State of Forest Report for the year 2019. What is it? The Forest Survey of India undertakes biennial assessment, which means once in 2 years, of the country's forest resources, the results of which are presented as the India State of Forest Report. The Forest Survey of India is a premier national organization under the Union Ministry of Environment and Forest and is responsible for assessment and monitoring of the forest resources of the country. Since 1987, 15 such assessments have been completed and the current assessment is the 16th in the series. What is a forest cover? The forest cover refers to all lands more than 1 hectare in area with a tree canopy density of more than 10% irrespective of the ownership and legal status. Such lands may not necessarily be recorded forest area. It also includes orchids, bamboo and palm. So very important, it also includes orchids, bamboo and palm. It may not be the recorded forest area, it can be the unrecorded forest area as well. Then what is the recorded forest area? It refers to all geographic areas recorded as forest in the government records. It consists of reserve forests and protected forests which have been constituted under the provisions of the Indian Forest Act of 1927. Next up is greenwash. What is greenwash? Now, the extent of wooden areas generally shown in light green color on the Survey of India topological sheets, that is referred to as greenwash. So basically, for Survey of India have some topological sheets on which the wooden areas are shown in a light green color and we call that as greenwash. What is tree cover now? See, tree patches outside the recorded forest areas exclusive of forest cover and less than the minimum mappable area of 1 hectare. So tree cover is exclusive of the forest cover, okay, and outside the forest recorded forest area also, and exclusive of the forest cover. Why? Because it is less than the mappable area of 1 hectare. What is carbon stock? Forest carbon stock is the amount of carbon that has been sequestered from the atmosphere and is now stored within the forest ecosystem, mainly within living biomass and soil, and to a lesser extent also in the dead wood and the litter. Now, what is open forest? Lands with forest cover having a canopy density between 10 to 40%. Why? Because see, forest cover is the area which has all the trees which will have a canopy density of more than 10%. Now in that recordable one, that is, we will map only the ones which are having more than 10%. Up 10% se upar but less than 40%. So in between this 10 to 40% is your open forest. Then what are dense forest? All the lands with a forest cover having a canopy density of 40% and above. Moderately dense forest, all lands with forest cover having a canopy density between 40 to 70% is the moderately dense forest. Very dense forest will be above 70%. Now what are the key highlights of the report? Please remember, the total forest cover of the country is 21.67% of the total geographic area of the country. We are talking here about the total forest cover, okay. Now what is the tree cover? The tree cover is 2.89% of the geographical area, okay. Now, the total forest and the tree cover of the country is 24.56% of the geographical area of the country. So, in the last assessment, it was 24.39%. So, in the current assessment, it is 24.56%. How much is the increase? There is an increase of 0.56% of the forest cover, 1.9% of tree cover and 0.65% of the forest and tree cover put together at the national level as compared to the previous assessment, that is of the 2017 assessment. What is very dense forest? Which represents the lushest vegetation and has canopy density of over 70%. And now this has increased by 1120 square kilometer over the assessment of 2017. What has decreased? The forest cover within the recorded forest area greenwash has shown a slight decrease of 0.05%, whereas there is an increase of forest cover outside the recorded forest area of the greenwash as compared to ISFR 2017. Forest cover in the hills of the country. It is 40.30% of the total geographical area of these districts. The current assessment shows an increase of 0.19% in 140 hill districts of the country. Please look at this. Non-forest area is 76.92%. The rest of it is forest area, okay, which is how much? 24.56. okay, actually the total might not be fine. Okay, so 1.41% is the scrub. Open forest is 9.26%. The medium dense forest is 9.39%, and the very dense forest is 3%, right? This doesn't seem to be showing the tree cover separately, but anyway, moving on, the important points about the forest cover in the states. Largest forest cover is in Madhya Pradesh. So in the country, followed by Arunachal Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha and Maharashtra. In terms of forest cover as percentage of total geographic area, the top 5 states are Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya, Manipur and Nagaland. मतलब मध्य प्रदेश एज द लार्जेस्ट फॉरेस्ट कवर इन द कंट्री, फिर उसके बाद मध्य प्रदेश के बाद कौन? अरुणाचल प्रदेश, फिर छत्तीसगढ़, फिर ओडिशा, फिर महाराष्ट्र. मतलब ओके. एंड इन टर्म्स ऑफ द फॉरेस्ट कवर एज परसेंटेज ऑफ टोटल जोग्राफिकल एरिया की बात करें तो टॉप स्टेट इज मिजोरम विद 85.41%, देन अरुणाचल, देन मेघालय विच इज 76.33% एंड देन मणिपुर एंड नागालैंड. तो मतलब इसमें टॉप 5 वाले सिर्फ कोई आ ही नहीं रहा सिवाय अरुणाचल दोनों में है. Now total forest cover in northeastern region is 65.05% of its geographical area, showing a decrease of forest cover to the extent of 0.45% in the region since 2017. So again, northeastern region has shown a decrease. Recorded forest area has shown a decrease. Greenwash has shown a decrease. Okay. Now the top 5 states in terms of increase in the forest cover are Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Jammu and Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh. So 3 southern states, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, and northern wale Jammu and Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh. States showing maximum loss in the forest cover are Manipur, Arunachal Pradesh and Mizoram, जिनमें सबसे ज़्यादा है in compared to their area, वही obviously show कर रहे हैं. तो its maximum is Manipur, then it's Arunachal Pradesh and then it's Mizoram. And the highest in terms of percentage of area will be forest cover as percentage of total geographical area is highest in Mizoram. Okay, followed by Arunachal and फिर मेघालय. और वही तीनों हैं जिनमें सबसे ज़्यादा maximum loss भी है in the forest cover. Now the total forest cover in tribal districts is 37.54% of the geographical area of these districts. Okay, so in tribal districts it's not too much, it's 37.54% of the geographical area of the districts, the total forest cover. Okay, now next we have this map is there which is showing the distribution of the types of forest in India. Okay, you can have a look but I don't think it's that important from exam point of view. Now coming to wetlands, among the big states, Gujarat has the largest area of wetlands within the recorded forest area in the country, followed by West Bengal. This becomes important. Okay, so we have wetlands, right? Wetlands में among the big states की बात करें तो गुजरात हैज़ द लार्जेस्ट एरिया ऑफ वेटलैंड्स विद इन द रिकॉर्डेड फॉरेस्ट एरिया जो हमारा कंट्री में है उसमें गुजरात के पास सबसे ज़्यादा वेटलैंड्स है विच इज़ फॉलोड बाय वेस्ट बंगाल. अमंग द स्मॉलर स्टेट्स यूनियन टेरिटरीज पुडुचेरी फॉलोड बाय अंडमान एंड निकोबार आइलैंड्स हैव लार्ज एरियाज ऑफ वेटलैंड्स within the recorded forest area. So among the smaller states it's Puducherry, okay, which has the large area of wetlands within the recorded forest area, and not Andaman. See, we might think it's Lakshadweep or Andaman and Nicobar because they are islands and they're surrounded by water and everything, but no, it's Puducherry which has got the maximum or the large areas of wetlands within RFA, and in other in the big states it's Gujarat. Okay, so in the country as a whole there are 62,466 wetlands covering 3.83% of the area within the recorded forest area, the greenwash of the country, and 8.13% of the total number of wetlands are located within the RFA or greenwash. ठीक है. So 8.13% of the total number of wetlands are located within this. So not too many, only 8.13% of the total number of wetlands are located in the recorded forest area or the greenwash. बाकियों में नहीं है. I might have said Greenland पता नहीं पहले, so it's greenwash. Anyway, now mangrove cover. There has been a net increase of 54 square kilometer in the mangrove cover of the country as compared to the 2017 assessment. The mangrove cover in the country is 4,975 square kilometer, which is 0.15% of the country's total geographical area. West Bengal has 42.45% of India's mangrove cover, followed by Gujarat, which is 23.66%, and Andaman and Nicobar as 12.39%. About 40% of the world's mangrove cover is found in Southeast Asia and South Asia. About 40% of the world's mangrove cover is found in Southeast Asia and South Asia. India has about 3% of the total mangrove cover in South Asia. Not the world, total mangrove cover of South Asia, India has 3%. Of the entire world, South Asia and Southeast Asia together have 40%. Now, forest fire. 21.40% of the forest cover of the country is highly to extremely fire prone. Most of the fire prone forests are found in the northeastern region and the central part of the country. Most of the forest fires have occurred in open forest, followed by moderately dense forest. Followed by moderately dense forest. Now the carbon stock. The total carbon stock of the country was estimated to be at 7,124.6 million tons, which is an increase of 42.6 million tons from 2017. India's nationally determined contribution goal is to create additional carbon sink of 2.5 to 3 billion tons. Okay, how much have we added in 2017? 42.6 million tons. Okay, so tons of the CO2 equivalent through additional forest and tree cover by 2030 we have to achieve 2.5 to 3 billion tons. Soil organic carbon contributes 56% to the total forest carbon stock of the country. We have a carbon stock, in that there's soil organic carbon. That soil organic carbon contributes 56% to the total forest carbon stock of the country. So if it is asked that the majority of the total forest carbon stock of the country is contributed by the soil organic carbon, then the answer will be right. Okay, or they may say more than 50% of the soil of the total forest carbon stock of the country is contributed by the soil organic carbon, then also this becomes right. I repeat, soil organic carbon contributes 56% to the total forest carbon stock. Okay, there is a total forest carbon stock of the country, It contributes 56% to the total forest carbon stock. Okay, moving on. Biodiversity. The maximum tree diversity has been found in tropical wet evergreen and semi-evergreen forest of the Western Ghats. Maximum tree diversity. Okay, diversity is found in the Western Ghats. We already know that. And where in Western Ghats? In the tropical wet evergreen and semi-evergreen forest of the Western Ghats, which is basically what? Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Karnataka, followed by northeastern states. Karnataka has the maximum species richness for trees. Arunachal Pradesh has maximum species richness for shrubs, and Jammu and Kashmir has maximum species richness for herbs. Arunachal Pradesh has the maximum richness of species when all three types of plants, that is trees, shrubs and herbs, are considered, followed by Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. Now, bamboo cover. The total bamboo bearing area was estimated to be 1,60,037 square kilometer and increased by 3,229 square kilometer, which was compared to the 2017 estimate. So I repeat, the total bamboo bearing area was estimated to be 1,60,037 square kilometer and increased by 3,229 square kilometer compared to the 2017 estimate. Madhya Pradesh has maximum bamboo bearing area, followed by Maharashtra, Arunachal Pradesh and Odisha. Which has the maximum bamboo bearing area? Madhya Pradesh. मध्य प्रदेश हैज़ द मैक्सिमम बैम्बू बेरिंग एरिया, इससे ज़्यादा कहीं पे भी नहीं है मध्य प्रदेश. फॉलोड बाय व्हाट? फॉलोड बाय महाराष्ट्र. ओके, बैम्बू कहाँ पर ज़्यादा मिलते हैं? मध्य प्रदेश में. उसके बाद कहाँ पे मिलते हैं? महाराष्ट्र में. उसके बाद अरुणाचल प्रदेश एंड फाइनली ओडिशा. ओके, नाउ डिपेंडेंस ऑफ फ्यूल वुड ऑन फॉरेस्ट. डिपेंडेंस ऑफ fuel wood on forest is highest in the state of Maharashtra, whereas for fodder, small timber and bamboo, dependence is highest in Madhya Pradesh. So who is dependent on fuel wood? Which state is mostly dependent on forest for fuel wood? Maharashtra. And which state is dependent for their fodder and small timber and bamboo? That is Madhya Pradesh. Maximum bamboo is found in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, followed by Maharashtra. So their dependence is also there. Growing stock. Now it is the sum, that is by number or volume, of all the trees growing or living in the forest or a specified part of it. The total growing stock of wood in the country is estimated 5,915.76 million cubic meter. The average growing stock per hectare in forest has been estimated as 55.69 cubic meter. So growing stock is what? It is the sum of all the trees growing या living in the forest or a specified part of it. उसमें सारे trees जो हैं, sum of all the trees growing living in a forest or a specified part of it. और वो टोटल ग्रोइंग स्टॉक ऑफ वुड इन द कंट्री कैसे एस्टिमेट होता है? इट इज़ एस्टिमेटेड, यही काउंट करते हैं, चाहे नंबर काउंट कर लो चाहे वॉल्यूम काउंट कर लो, दोनों कर सकते हो. और फिर उसमें आप एस्टिमेट लगाते हो तो निकलता है कि 5,915.76 मिलियन क्यूबिक मीटर इज़ आर ग्रोइंग स्टॉक. मतलब इतने सारे ये बड़े हो रहे हैं. द एवरेज ग्रोइंग स्टॉक पर हेक्टर इन द फॉरेस्ट, तो एक हेक्टर में कितना ग्रोथ हो रही है? 55.969 क्यूबिक मीटर. Now, forest fire in India. A number of 37,059 fires were detected in year 2018 using MODIS. What is MODIS? Moderate Resolution Imaging Spectroradiometer Sensor Data. So this might be asked. Okay, Moderate Resolution Imaging Spectroradiometer Sensor Data. Based on the forest inventory records, more than 60% of forests in India are vulnerable to some sort of forest fire. Okay, so more than 60% of forests in India are vulnerable to some sort of forest fire. And remember that 21.40% of the forest cover of country is highly or extremely fire prone. ठीक है, और 60% कुछ हद तक vulnerable है और extremely fire prone कितना है? 21.40%. Now, more than 90% of the forest fires in India are on the account of human activity. Now, whatever forest fires takes place, it's because of human activity. About 90% is because of human activity. Steps taken by the government to prevent and mitigate forest fire. कुछ तो steps लिए होंगे. First is the National Plan for Forest Fire Management. Okay. Then, National Plan for Forest Fire Management. द फॉरेस्ट फायर प्रिवेंशन एंड मैनेजमेंट स्कीम है एक. तो एक तो नेशनल प्लान बना दिया फॉर फॉरेस्ट फायर मैनेजमेंट, फिर एक स्कीम बना दी फॉरेस्ट फायर प्रिवेंशन एंड मैनेजमेंट, फिर फॉरेस्ट फायर अलर्ट सिस्टम 2.0 विच वॉज डेवलप्ड बाय द फॉरेस्ट सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया. ठीक है, अब फॉरेस्ट फायर की बात हो ही रही है तो ऑस्ट्रेलियन बुश फायर्स. Australia's deadly fires have been fueled by a combination of extreme heat, prolonged drought, and strong winds. The bushfires are now so big that they are generating their own weather in the form of giant thunderstorms that start more fires. They are generating pyrocumulonimbus, also known as pyro-CBS clouds. So this can be asked. Please note this down and be careful about this thing. Pyro-CBS or pyrocumulonimbus clouds. It is a type of cumulonimbus cloud that forms above a source of heat, such as a wildfire or a volcanic eruption. Intense fires can create a localized updraft, powerful enough to create its own changes in the atmosphere above. है ना? फिर as the heat and smoke rise, the cloud plume can cool off, generating a large puffy cloud full of potential rain. तो क्या हुआ, इंटेंस फायर्स हुई, इसकी वजह से क्या हुआ, अपड्राफ्ट हुआ, लोकलाइज अपड्राफ्ट पावरफुल इनफ टू क्रिएट इट्स ओन चेंजेस इन द एटमॉस्फेयर अबव एज द हीट एंड स्मोक राइज. तो जो क्लाउड प्लूम है इट कैन कूल ऑफ, जनरेटिंग ए लार्ज पफी क्लाउड फुल ऑफ पोटेंशियल रेन. तो अब वो पोटेंशियल रेन क्या होगी, इवेंचुअली वाटर ड्रॉपलेट्स इन द क्लाउड कंडेंस एंड मे जनरेट अ डाउन बर्स्ट of rain, but the front between the calm air outside the fire zone and a pyrocumulonimbus storm cloud is so sharp that it also generates lightning and that can start new fires. Okay, so that is the problem. Now, what were the special features of the India State of Forest Report of 2019? First of all, extent of trees outside the forest. Trees outside forest, okay, in the country. Now, the trees outside forest are the trees found outside the recorded forest areas. The extent of trees outside forest has been derived for the first time in ISFR of 2019. Okay. Then, assessment of plant biodiversity in the forest. The Forest Service of India, in the first ever attempt, has carried out a rapid assessment of the biodiversity for all the states and UTs except for 2, and for all the 16 forest type groups. The refined, so for the first time they have attempted to assess the biodiversity. For the first time they also calculated the extent of trees outside the forest. Okay, now refined forest type map of India, a new exercise for refining and updating the forest types as per the latest baseline forest cover was initiated in the year 2016 and has been completed in 2019. So, for refining and updating the forest types as per the latest baseline forest cover. Mapping of fire-prone forest areas. Fire-prone forest areas of different severity classes were mapped in the grids. So, fire-prone forest areas have been mapped. Refined forest type map of India, that what are the new forest types, कैसा है, स्क्रब है, ग्रासलैंड है, एवरग्रीन है, डेसिडुअस है. ठीक है, तो वो सब मैपिंग नए तरीके से हुई है. बायोडाइवर्सिटी को पहली बार दे हैव ट्राइड टू अंडरस्टैंड. दे फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम ट्रीज आउटसाइड फॉरेस्ट ऑल्सो दे हैव assessed. Now, what is next? Wetlands in the forest areas. So, Forest Survey of India has undertaken a new exercise of overlaying spatial layer of wetlands obtained from Space Application Center over the boundaries of the recorded forest area. So, this is also being done. Now, forest cover on slopes. An exercise has been undertaken to assess the forest cover on different slope classes for each state and the union territory of the country. The high forest cover on the steep slopes may be good indicator of stability of mountains. Okay, so exercise has been undertaken to assess the forest cover on different slope classes for each state. And high forest cover on steep slopes अगर है तो it is a good indicator. So this is a good point कि high forest cover on steep slopes may be a good indicator of stability of the mountains. True or false? True. Low forest cover on steep slopes, it is a bad thing about the stability of mountains. Okay. Major invasive species. Now, invasive species, they pose threat to the sustainable management of the forest. Information on important invasive species of each state and UT is collected for determining 5 major invasive species in each state and UT, and also an estimate of area affected by them. So whatever invasive species are there, they have tried to estimate 5 major invasive species in each area and UT, and also estimate of the area which is affected by them. So कौन सी हैं? You can please look at it. It includes Chromolina odorata, Lantana camara, Cassia tora, Jinsogo parviflora, Ageratum. I think this nobody's asking you this. Just last one may be important. Prosopis juliflora. This was in news. So Prosopis juliflora. Okay. Otherwise, these are all scientific names and they don't seem to be important. Now the important NTFP species. What's NTFP? The non-timber forest produce. So a few information has been generated from the forest inventory data. A new information has been generated from the forest inventory data about the top 5 non-timber forest produce species. Now, non-timber forest produce are important source of livelihood for many tribal communities and villagers who are living in the proximity of the forest. What are deemed forest now? देखो फॉरेस्ट एडवाइजरी कमेटी होती है. इट रिसेंट व्हाट वाई इज इट इन न्यूज़? बिकॉज फॉरेस्ट एडवाइजरी कमेटी recently asked states to come up with a criterion and identify deemed forest. More on news. There are forests that are notified either with the forest department or revenue department. Then there are those areas that are like forest but neither recorded nor notified. The Supreme Court had ordered that the states identify and classify these as deemed forest. Forest defined under this category constitutes about 1% of the country's forest. Deemed forests are already a legal category of forest in some areas. Now, deemed forests are already a legal category of forest in some areas and they constitute about 1% of the country's forest. They are a category of forest mentioned in Odisha State Forest Act. मतलब कुछ स्टेट में है ना लीगल कैटेगरी, तो कौन से स्टेट्स हैं वो? ओडिशा, मध्य प्रदेश. However, their status is in several states is still unclear. Next, we have forest landscape restoration. Why in news? Reiterating its commitment to fight desertification, India has launched a pilot project to restore degraded forest landscapes in 5 states to enhance the capacity on forest landscape restoration. More on news. The announcement came in the wake of the 14th session of Conference of Parties, which is COP14 of UNCCD United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification, to be hosted by India in 2019. India will take over the COP presidency from China for 2 years until the next COP is hosted in 2021. The project will be implemented by the National Afforestation and Eco-Development Board NAEB in partnership with the International Union for Conservation of Nature IUCN. In the first phase, the pilot will be conducted in the 5 states: Haryana, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Nagaland and Karnataka. The National Afforestation and Eco Development Board in the Ministry of Environment and Forests was set up in 1992, is responsible for promoting afforestation, tree planting, ecological restoration and eco development activities in the country. About the forest landscape restoration. It is an ongoing process of regaining ecological functionality and enhancing human well-being across deforested or degraded forest landscapes, which involves restoring a whole landscape. The forest landscape restoration manifests through different processes such as new tree plantings, managed natural regeneration, agroforestry, or improved land management to accommodate a mosaic of land uses including agriculture, protected wildlife reserves, managed plantations, riverside plantings, and more. Significance of the forest landscape restoration. So, what is the significance of this? Furthering India's environmental commitment as according to nationally determined contributions, that is NDCs, submitted under the UNFCCC, India has pledged to create an additional carbon sink of 2.5 to 3 billion tons of CO2 equivalent through additional forest and tree cover by 2030. Commitment to the Bonn Challenge Pledge. So, at the UNFCC's COP 2015 in Paris, the Government of India made a Bonn Challenge Pledge, which was a global effort to bring 150 million hectares of the world's deforested and degraded land into restoration by 2020 and 350 million hectares by 2030. Now, under this, India will bring into restoration 13 million hectares of degraded and deforested land by 2020 and additional 8 million hectares by 2030, one of the highest targets among all Asian countries. Related information. Rural Development Minister releases Wastelands Atlas of 2019. Wasteland Atlas of 2019 released by Environment Minister? No, it is the Rural Development Minister. Okay. With robust geospatial information. It is the 5th edition carried out by the National Remote Sensing Center using the Indian Remote Sensing satellite data. This atlas provides district and state-wise distribution of different categories of wastelands area, including mapping of about 12.08 million hectares hitherto unmapped area of Jammu and Kashmir. So what does this mean? That this Rural Development Minister ने जो atlas निकाली है, it is also mapping. अभी तक का जो unmapped area था जम्मू एंड कश्मीर का, that has also been mapped. So in 2019, including Jammu and Kashmir area. So they may say except Jammu and Kashmir, and you might think हाँ यार Jammu and Kashmir तो नहीं हुआ होगा, but that would be wrong. Okay, so including Jammu and Kashmir area, and it is released by the Ministry of Rural Development and not by Environment. Okay, please make sure you mark this in your head. Now, Atlas effectively assists in rolling back wastelands for productive use through various land development schemes, and there are 6 programs. Okay, so it effectively assists in rolling back wastelands for productive use through various land development schemes. Okay, 6 programs. Okay, now what is Forest Plus 2.0? Wine news. Recently, US Agency for International Development, that is USAID, and India's Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change officially launched Forest Plus 2.0. About Forest Plus 2.0, Forest Plus 2.0 is a 5-year program that focuses on developing tools and techniques to bolster ecosystem management and harnessing ecosystem services in forest landscape management. It was initiated in December 2018 after Forest Plus completed its 5 years in 2017. The Forest Plus focused on capacity building to help India participate in reducing emissions from deforestation and forest degradation, which is REDD+, REDD+, that is reducing emissions from deforestation and forest degradation. So the Forest Plus focused on the capacity building to help India participate in RED Plus. Now under Forest Plus, we are talking about Forest Plus and not Forest Plus 2.0. All these points are about Forest Plus. RED Plus was Forest Plus. It was initiated in December and this ended. Forest Plus जो initial वाला था, it ended in 2017. उसके बाद we've launched Forest 2.0, Forest Plus 2.0, which is with the help of US aid. Okay. Then under the Forest Plus field test, innovative tools and approaches for Indian forest management were developed, like promotion of biobriquettes in Sikkim, introduction of solar heating systems in Rampur, and the development of an agroforestry model in Hoshangabad. So innovative tools and approaches for Indian forest management were developed, okay, to manage the forest, like the promotion of biobriquettes in Sikkim, solar heating system in Rampur, and agroforestry model in Hoshangabad. Now to achieve these targets, the Forest Plus 2.0 has 3 focal points of action. Developing tools for managing forest for multiple services. So we will develop the tools for managing the forest for multiple services. Okay. Then developing incentive based instruments for leveraging finance. Obviously we want finance, so we will make some incentive based instruments. What are they? For example, a payment mechanism where a municipality or an industry would pay upstream forest communities to use the water flowing down because of improved forest management. Now, unlocking economic opportunities with conservation. Unlocking economic opportunities for forest dependent people by modeling and setting up conservation enterprises and mobilizing investment from the private sector. We just mentioned REDD+. What is it? It is a climate change mitigation solution developed by the parties to UNFCCC to reduce emissions from deforestation and forest degradation. The REDD+ incentivized developing countries to keep their forests conserved by offering result-based payments for actions to reduce and remove the forest carbon emissions. Achievements under Forest Plus. Ecosystem health. The fuelwood extraction is the biggest driver of forest degradation in India. USAID developed an innovative decision support tool for evidence-based fuelwood management, which is known as iForest. So iForest, if they ask you what is this, it's a fuelwood management tool. Okay, I repeat, fuelwood extraction is the biggest driver of forest degradation in India. So USAID developed an innovative decision support tool for evidence-based fuelwood management called as iForest. Second point that was an achievement of Forest Plus is forest monitoring. The USAID developed innovative techniques to improve the forest management and monitoring, reporting and verifying carbon inventories, including mForest, which was a mobile phone app for the forest inventory data. So related information, there is something called as a Miyawaki style afforestation technique. This is from the Kerala government will adopt Miyawaki method of afforestation in schools, government buildings, etc. The technique was pioneered by Japanese botanist Akira Miyawaki. It involves raising indigenous and native trees in dense plantations mimicking forest settings. The approach is supposed to ensure that plant growth is 10 times faster and the resulting plantation is 30 times denser than usual. So plant growth should be fast. How much fast? 10 times faster. And the resulting plantation, it should be dense, but how much? 30 times denser. Okay. So I think that's all for this video, and next time we will start from this page 51. Okay. Thank you for watching.